Luckily for you, the tradition is that on Palm Sunday we only say a very few words as a homily, so that you just let the Passion sink in more on your own, which I hope you'll do during the week as well. You know, it's all very well to remember that crowd hailed Jesus as he came into Jerusalem, waving the palms and throwing their coats on the ground. By most accounts, it was some of the same crowd a few days later who were clamoring for his death. So, what does that say about our human nature? Our human nature. Because I imagine you noticed how the liturgy, when it divides up the parts for the Passion, they put all the negative stuff in your mouth. Have you noticed that? You're almost always the ones who are saying, "Crucify him! This imposter!" and stuff. So, we're trying to suggest a lesson here, how we need to be very careful. It's good to remember why they killed Jesus. You know, we can all be very pious about, worshiping Jesus and his Passion, but why did they do it? You had the political reasons, of course, but the religious reasons were equally, if not more, powerful in the situation. They didn't like, the pious religious authorities didn't like the fact that Jesus was always breaking the rules, healing on the Sabbath, doing all sorts of things which were forbidden by the Torah, breaking the divinely sanctioned, revealed rules. So, of course, why wouldn't we oppose that? Hanging out with the wrong type of people, standing up for those who are marginalized. We already saw the Samaritan woman, my man born blind who was considered accursed, hanging out with tax collectors and prostitutes. Very, very troubling, improper. So what would we have done? Well, what are we doing in our world today? I can't help but be struck by the way many pious Catholics are treating Pope Francis in these days. Excoriating him for not keeping the sacred rules, being open to divorced and remarried people in certain circumstances, speaking in favor of saying good, nice things about Luther, being open to Muslims and immigrants. Sound familiar? And of course, it's the pious people who will always do that, just as it was in Jesus' own time. Which is why we need to be very careful in our own lives and what we do today. What are we doing? What are we shouting in the streets in the face of those marginalized, improper people, the ones we think are not worth it? What do we do in the face of someone who's divorced and remarried? What do we do with the Muslim in our world and in our country today? What do we do with the immigrant? I was a stranger and you welcomed me. Or not. When we encounter Christ in those people, what do we cry out? What do we advocate? What do we do in the face of the prisoner? What do we do in the face of the gay person? What do we cry out? In the face of the immigrant and the Muslim, etc. All those who are put aside in society. What do we do in the face of the rural white poor? What do we say to them? Not just on one side or the other here. What do we say in our heart, or what do we say publicly